Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading is a special reading that I put out at each full moon. So this is for the full moon happening on November 22nd into the 23rd, and it's oftentimes called the full Beaver moon. Sometimes you'll see it referred to as the full frost moon. It depends on, both of those names. They do come from like Native American traditions here in the U.S. So they are, names given to the full moon that happens around this time, which here in America is, it's getting into winter, right? We start having the first frost, and we've actually already seen some snow here. So that's the name given to this full moon. For the full moon spread, I'm using the Celestial Tarot deck. It's by Kay Stevenson. And I have already shuffled off camera, so I'll go ahead and I'll start laying the cards here, and then, I'll go through the messages for the positions, okay? But, in general, the full moon spread, it gives us kind of what energies are surrounding us at the time of the full moon, having to do with, what we might be receiving at this time, what we might be releasing around the time of the full moon. We also have kind of the overall lesson that's coming in for the full moon. And then I have been looking at the bottom of the deck as well. And so I'll put this here, even though it's kind of an additional card that I'm adding in, but I think that it sort of ties it all in really well. For those of you here in the U.S., besides this being the full moon, we are also celebrating Thanksgiving here. For those of you who don't live here in America, Thanksgiving is just a day where, like the name suggests, we give thanks for the many blessings in our lives. So I wish each of you a wonderful Thanksgiving, and just say, I'd like to say how grateful I am and thankful I am to each and every one of you for taking the time to come on to my channel, to watch the videos, to leave comments. It really does mean the world to me. I also wanted to say that, in addition to this full moon video that I put out, this full moon spread, I also do at each full moon, I do a giveaway, okay? And all it is it's your chance to win a 1-question, 10-card Celtic Cross spread with me. Something that I like to do just to give back a little, to say thank you to everybody. So I have already posted the how-to video on that. So go ahead, and if you're interested, watch the video to see how you can participate in this month's drawing. All right, so let's get started. So we have in the first position here, and this is in the position of what we might be releasing at the time of this full moon, and we have the Four of Swords, okay? In the position of what we are retaining, what we are holding on to at this time, we have Major Arcana, number 11, Justice. In the position of receiving, so what might be coming in, right? What we might be receiving at the time of this full moon, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is Major Arcana, number 10. Wow. In the fourth position, this is the surrounding energy, okay? So how the world might be affecting us at this time, what we have going on around us. We have the Four of Wands. In the position of giving to others, we have Major Arcana, number 8, Strength. Position 6 speaks of what might be beginning soon in our lives. And we have Major Arcana number 1, the Magician. The overall message, or, the lesson for us to learn at this full moon, we have the Princess of Cups. And the card from the bottom of the deck that I think it's kind of wraps everything up, and it usually speaks well, with the lesson. So what goes along with the overall lesson for this full moon, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So first of all, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 major arcanas. We have 2 number 4s. We have 1 ace and a court card. But a significant number of major arcanas. And a lot of them, thinking back to the mid-monthly readings, and also the weekly readings from, I think, this past week, there have been a lot of, very significant energies surrounding many of the signs. So, it does seem like the kind of this month of November, heading into December, heading into, the end of this year, there might be a lot of change coming in for many of us, okay? And that's really, I think we can see that by the cards that we have in this reading. But let's go through each of the cards. So beginning here with this 4 of Swords sitting in the release position. In general, the 4 of Swords, it speaks of healing. It can be a card of, healing, recovery, taking, kind of withdrawing, taking time out for ourselves to heal, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Sometimes the 4 of Swords appears after a surgery. So if you have, been, or if you have undergone a surgery, or if you have been ill, then there's this period of, putting things on hold and withdrawing in order to heal, but also in order to think about, okay, and where do I go from here? Because if we think, the card that comes immediately before the 4 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, it is a card of disappointment. It's a card of heartache or heartbreak. It can be, so it's a difficult energy. And so, after that difficult energy, it's like we want to have this, time to ourselves to kind of reassess and think about, and now what? So, obviously it's from the Suit of Swords, air energy that deals with, all of our thoughts, and it's the suit of the intellect, of our mind. It's where we come up with our ideas, also communication, how we get those ideas across to other people, right? And in this particular deck, I usually, when I use this Celestial Tarot, I go through, give you obviously the main, messages for that card, and then there are slightly different messages attached to each of the cards, because it's, there's a lot of information included in this deck that has to do with, planetary type of information and just extra information that's included. So, with this 4 of Swords, let me hold it up again so we can get a look at it here. So it's the name that we have at the top of the card, right? It's Pisces. It's Pisces Australis. And so, the card does suggest also that there might be a time that we're going through now where we're reflecting on the past, right? And kind of trying to digest all. You see how it's like we have this fish here, right? We have the fish symbolizes kind of this, the ideals that go along with Aquarian ideals. And so it's kind of time to digest and kind of put those things to rest, right? And how do we go about doing this? Through retreating, through reflection, through, spending time alone, meditation, and trying to kind of pull everything together and figure out, and now what, right? But this is where what we might be releasing. So, if there has been a period of healing, or even, indecision, or trying to figure out where we go from here, it's like we're leaving that behind, right? That's being left behind at this full moon. And what we have here in the retaining, so what we need to hold on to, the Justice card, Major Arcana, it's it's associated with Libra, right? And the Justice card, as first of all, is a major arcana, significant, very powerful energy. And it usually speaks of, or it's also a very karmic card, right? And so is the Wheel of Fortune that we have. I'm sorry, let me lower the camera a little bit. I don't think, there we go. That's better. Apologize. I thought that you could see the whole spread here. So with the Justice card sitting here as, what we might be retaining, this is a quest for, for equality, for balance. If we think about what, and you can see that Libra is holding the scales here, right? So there's this quest for balance. So at this time, we could be holding on to or retaining this, this quest for equality. And, with the Justice card, yes, it can have to do with, actual legal proceedings, dealing with the court system, dealing with lawyers and judges, but it's usually a favorable card when it comes out. So there could be, with it being in the retaining position, we could be retaining a lawyer. We could be retaining, legal counsel. We could be retaining these proceedings in the sense that, they might not have ended yet, right? So even though things are looking positive, we might not actually have the outcome of these legal proceedings until a little bit later. But it's also, like I was saying, it's a very karmic card, right? It's a card that speaks of if things haven't gone your way, or if somebody has treated you unfairly, if things have been unfair in the past, now it's like the scales of justice are finally, being balanced out. There's a righting of the wrong with the Justice card. And so there could be, for many of us, there could be this holding on to either this, quest for justice, or, still fighting for this justice. If things have already started going, right, if you have started seeing some type of balance going in your favor here, that we could be retaining that. And so, this could be a favorable period for legal proceedings, right? So it's kind of like luck is on our side here, right? Lady Justice is on our side with us retaining this energy. What we have coming in, possibly, what we might be receiving into our lives, is another very karmic card, the Wheel of Fortune. And, this speaks of fated events. This speaks of, much like I was saying with the Justice card, of things kind of coming back into balance, the Wheel of Fortune, it also, first of all, it's a 10, it's number 10 of the major arcana, and 10 speak of endings, right? So ending a cycle, and usually it's like if you have been on this downward, cycle, this downward turn of the wheel, where maybe you experienced a lot of difficult situations, you might have, come up against a lot of obstacles and just felt like it was one after another. And, it's like, when am I ever going to get a break? Well, now you have this change coming in, and so it's like finally things are going in your favor here with the Wheel of Fortune. And it is a very karmic card. It's a very fated card, right? And so it's like these kind of chance opportunities that might be coming into your life at this time. These fated encounters or events. There's a reason for, meeting the people that you might be meeting around the time of this full moon. Lots of very, karmic energy with the Wheel of Fortune here. And it's actually, let me hold this up again so you can see it. It's linked with Jupiter, right? And the round of fate. And, it's sort of Jupiter, it's held by Jupiter, who governs our outer journey, right? And then it has in the center, all of these, the riches of the inner self here is what we see depicted on the card. And it's all about, the fortune shifting, the wheel of fate turning, and how are you going to really make the most of this upswing, it's about, and it's funny that it sits directly opposite the Magician card, because I was just going to say, much like the Magician, who yes, he's able to, manifest and really bring all of those things into his life, but he's able to do that by harnessing, by partnering with the universe and then harnessing all of the tools that he has at his disposal. So it's like this, this perfect balance, this perfect marriage of the universe kind of conspiring to, now is your time, bringing these things in, but then you also have to step up and, make the most of it and really take advantage of this, very powerful energy that you have surrounding you at the time of this full moon. So definitely, if there happens to be, and this could play out, energy is very fluid, time is fluid. So this opportunity, if there is an opportunity coming in, it might not happen on the full moon, but it's coming in. So whatever, opportunity, this could be a chance meeting, this could be a new, a new job coming in, whatever this, out of nowhere or, kind of very unexpected opportunity, whatever it is, make the most of it, okay? There's a reason that it's coming in at this time. Now, you have in your surroundings the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is it can be a number of different things. It's the, the happy home and family card. It can speak of a home move. It can speak of things around the home, so doing, renovations, that type of thing, or a focus on the home and your family. This can be moving home, right? It can be moving in. If you are in a relationship, this could be moving in together. It's a card of achievement, right? Of some type of celebrating some type of victory. So there could be, for some of you, there could be news of, or moving your relationship forwards. And this is what you have surrounding you. So there could be either a focus on family, which, again, for those of us here in the U.S., at this time, it's quite common to have, family. There's this focus on family and spending time with family in the home and, cooking and doing things together and spending time together. So that could just be this, extra focus on the family. For others, this could be, a more significant celebration. This can also be like the engagement card, the wedding card, right? The moving in together. So it's also, that type of energy. It doesn't show, like in this deck, we have, you see the Four Wands next to each other. In the traditional tarot, it shows like the 2 and 2, 2 wands on either side, kind of the 11-11, the soulmate, the twin flame. It's that type of just beautiful, very happy and a reason to celebrate, right? It's very good energy. The Suit of Wands itself, it deals with the day-to-day matters in life. It deals with the work that we do. It deals with our homes, families, right? Career, creativity, creative projects and endeavors. Now in this deck, the Four of Wands is associated with Hydra. Can you see? And it's it's kind of interesting because it's like this old, very primeval water snake. And actually in Greek mythology, Hercules destroyed the monster, right? After this very, very heroic battle. And so, it is linked kind of to determination, but it's also about celebration, giving thanks, which is quite appropriate, giving thanks for, all of the hard work put into something, just like Hercules, put in the hard work and was able to defeat the monster here. Just being grateful and being, like celebrating, this hard work and the accomplishment. And then also, the kind of thinking ahead and thinking about like the next steps and especially if this is a home move or moving in together or getting married. So it is a very upbeat, very positive energy to have surrounding you. In the position of giving, so what we might be giving to others at this time, we have this another major arcana, and this is the Strength card, and it's number 8 of the major arcana. It is linked with Leo. right? It's linked with the sign of Leo. And it deals with, inner strength. It's not about the outer, the physical strength. It's all about having that inner strength, the inner determination. And it's funny because it sits opposite this Justice card. And as far as signs go, right, we do have Leo and Libra kind of sitting across from each other. We also have, fire energy here, air energy here, and they're both 4s. So there could be, there could be a connection here with either a fire sign or an air sign individual, or, Libra and Leo. Excuse me. But it does, this strength sits opposite this Justice card. So there might be, something to do with this, if it is a legal proceeding or dealing with the justice. And going back here to the 4 of Wands, which could be marriage, right? There could be going to the justice of the peace even, right? And that's what you're holding on to, what you're retaining. So again, this could be for some of you going to the justice of the peace and getting married. For others, that could be a need. If you haven't already, since I remember I was saying that this is just retained, like you're holding on, you haven't quite worked through this, you might need to, have that inner strength and determination in order to keep going, in order to, see it to the end of whatever this is. And it is positive. I mean, so it's about, having that inner strength. And with the Magician, I know I kind of touched on the Magician card already, but the Magician card sitting in the beginning soon, much like, right, the Wheel of Fortune sitting opposite it, it's in like an ace, and we do have an ace down here, right? The Magician is number 1 in the major arcana, associated with Mercury, and the Magician is all about manifesting, right? Whereas the Fool begins his journey as the 0 card in the major arcana, right? He's like that. He's sort of the breath before you actually embark upon something, right? He's that when you're trying to muster up the courage and it's like, all right, I'm going to take that leap of faith, and he's ready to do it. Well, now the Magician comes in as number 1 and says, this is the new beginning. I'm going to do it. And this is a very, very powerful card because the energy of the Magician is, it's manifesting, right? And really just all of your hopes and dreams, just bringing those into making them reality. And how you're going to do this is by using your own talents, using, all of the tools that you have at your disposal. Obviously, for each person, that's going to be different. Each person, has a different job. Each person has a different skill set. Whatever skills you have, whatever like your tools are, right? Your little chest of tools. That's what you're going to use. And you are going to do that by partnering with the universe, which is, all of these new opportunities coming in. You're going to go after them, right? And you're going to manifest, and you're going to really bring into your life around this, and I think that it's kind of like we're getting the ball rolling here at the full moon. And I really think that for many of us, we're going to see these major changes coming into our lives in December. I think for many of us, we can have these major changes coming in by next month. And, going back here to the Magician card. So, it's all about goals and reaching our goals, right? And then having that, the strength, having the courage, and also, trusting in ourselves that we will be able to, to put all of the hard work and effort into attaining our goals here. So, it's very much a card of change. It could have to do with, a creative process is really, taking place here, this new phase. And it's a brand new, exciting phase. And it sits opposite this, ending with the Wheel of Fortune, one bad, possibly chapter, and now this brand new beginning. And the overall message is autumn, right? The Princess of Cups. So the Suit of Cups deals with our emotions. It has to do with our feelings, relationships, and also how our how our own emotions affect our behavior, affect our relationships, sort of push us through life, right? And the princess, this would be like the Page of Cups in the traditional tarot. And it's attached to the season of autumn. And you can see that, all of the beautiful colors here on the card, they really, represent sort of the autumnal equinox. And you can see that the princess, she's sort of looking around her. She's taking in, this shift in seasons. And at least, from many of us here in the Northern Hemisphere, this really is what everything looks like at this time, right? With all the leaves, the beautiful leaves changing, the leaves starting to fall from the trees, right? Bringing in the next season of winter with all of the cold and the ice, right? And the snow that goes along with it. And she's just kind of like, surveying the scene here, surveying the shift of seasons. And, it's like she understands that she's kind of at this, it's like there's this metamorphosis going on, right? She's kind of at this threshold. And it's like she's almost, she's very much kind of contemplating, where she's going from here. Usually this Page of Cups, they bring in, pages in the tarot, they bring in news about things. They can be people, right? When we have court cards appear, they can be people in our lives. If so, this would typically be a younger water sign individual. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be a child of yours, could just be, somebody with that, because it is younger, mature energy. But I usually view them more as messengers, right? And the pages come in to bring us news about something. With this being water energy, this could be, and it was clarified by this Ace of Pentacles, which I'll get to. This could be a brand new creative endeavor. This could be a brand new job opportunity, right? But it's one that is just going to fill you with joy. It's one that's going to make your heart sing, right? You're going to feel so uplifted. So it's like what your heart always wanted. The Princess of Cups, she can also bring in news about things, right? So about relationships. This can be like the beginning phases of a new relationship. She can also bring in news about a pregnancy, about news of a birth of a child. So, do keep those in mind as well. But, she is this, at least in this particular deck, she's very much attached to kind of change and metamorphosis. And then all of the, this hope that goes along with, the birth of whatever this is, birth of a new idea, birth of a new project, birth of a new job opportunity, actual birth of a brand new relationship. Whatever this is, it's very uplifting, and, it does fill your heart with a great sense of happiness and joy. And from the bottom of the deck, which, I kind of used to clarify this overall lesson, it's another new beginning, right? It's another number one card. It's the Ace. It's the Ace of Pentacles. And the Suit of Pentacles, it deals with the tangible things, right? Here in the material realm, such as the work we do, the money we earn. It's our home, it's our family, our resources, education, knowledge. And this is a brand new beginning, right? This is, and the Ace of Pentacles, besides being a brand new beginning, it's really much like, this magician here. It's that very tangible new beginning. So it's like one that it's solid, it's earth energy, it's grounded. It's something that you can really kind of get your teeth into, grasp, So, it could be this brand new job. This could be a brand new, a project coming in, a new way for you to make money. It's very exciting, right? And it's funny because look, you see there's like the arrows pointing up. It's like the only way is up here. So, it's like we have the wheel changing. You're on the upward spiral. We have this arrow shooting off here, like the only way to go is up. And, there's this, also with the arrow sort of pointing upwards, it kind of makes me, I'm going back here to the Princess of Cups, because it's kind of like that, you know, focusing on or keeping your eye on those intuitive ideals. It's like, yes, even though this Ace of Pentacles is very grounded energy, it's good to still, you know, have those dreams. And that's, you know, is clarifying cups. Cups is very intuitive, right? It's very psychic energy. So, you know, it's good to have these intuitive ideals. But this is all about like having those dreams, but also, you know, really focusing on them in order to have a successful outcome, right? And these dreams might seem a little far reaching, right? These goals and plans might seem a little out there, but they're grounded with this Ace of Pentacles. So it's like you can dream, right? You can have this kind of pie in the sky type of, you know, ideal of what you would love to do, whether this is a new job, a new relationship. And that's fine, because the energy surrounding you at this time that you need to just, you know, grab hold of and run with them, because it seems like this is it's almost like it's a once in a lifetime type of energy. So, you know, definitely make the most of anything that comes in around this time, right? It looks like it's going to be an incredible full moon for us. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light. Bye for now.